Good morning, everyone. It's me, Danielle, and my beloved Ethan.
Hello everybody. Today we're going to be working on a quick and easy Juneteenth craft. Now, we haven't done some painting in a while, so I thought we'd bust out the paint and make some Juneteenth noodle bracelets. These are going to be decorated just like the Juneteenth flag, and Danielle over here is going to be demonstrating exactly how we do that. Starting with some materials.
The material that you will be needing is we're going to send you some string. You will have some paint here, red, white, and blue, some noodles, and you'll have, hopefully you have a paintbrush.
Alright, and our first step is we're going to begin by taking, you can start with any color that you want. Danielle's choosing to use the white paint. Now, in order to make the Juneteenth pattern, we need to paint 3 of our noodles red, 3 of our noodles blue, and only 1 noodle white. You should have a total of 7 noodles altogether. So Danielle is starting with her first white noodle. It might get a little messy. It's a little hard to paint noodles. There we go, that noodle's got a good coating of white. You might also want to let your noodles dry after you're done and then reapply another coat of paint, just that way the colors really stick out. What color are you going to do next?
Red.
With the red one. We'll catch up with her in a second, see what it looks like. So Juneteenth is just around the corner. It's on June 19th. Now, a lot of people aren't too familiar with what Juneteenth actually is, what this holiday is. Well, Juneteenth has been celebrated for over 200 years now at this point. It was only recently considered a federal holiday. President Biden signed it into effect. It became a federal holiday last year. But what is it? What is Juneteenth? Well, a long time ago in the United States, people were divided into either free people or slaves. Slavery was a legal thing in the United States hundreds and hundreds of years ago. However, Abraham Lincoln, one of our presidents, said that slavery will be illegal. He signed what was called the Emancipation Proclamation, and this was a bill that freed all of the slaves. Slavery became illegal. However, just because the president had signed that doesn't mean that every state agreed with it and practiced it. There were still a lot of slaves that weren't set free, even though the emancipation had been signed. Fast forward about a couple years later, on June 18th in 1865, there was a town in Texas, Galveston, Texas, where slaves were still being held. Now, there were a lot of slaves. There were about 20,000 slaves that were still there. Well, one of the soldiers, one of the generals actually, marched into Galveston, Texas with his army, and he read off the president's Emancipation Proclamation that says that all slaves will be free. Pretty much what he said was, hey, all of the slaves are free. Either you guys are going to free the slaves, or me and my soldiers are going to free them for you. All of the slaves were free on that very same day, and that became the day of Juneteenth. So there were big, huge celebrations all throughout Texas and, well, all throughout the country as all of the slaves had finally been freed. So now every year we celebrate Juneteenth as a day of freedom and as a day of peace. Alright guys, as you can see here, our noodles are dry. We have one set that's already on a string that Danielle worked on earlier, and then we have our other noodles that she painted on camera for you guys, and now she's going to show you the next step. So our final step now, guys, with our bracelet is, well, first off, like I said, hopefully it's dry. Make sure it's dry. Our final step would be, well, it's a bracelet now. It's tying it around your wrist. Now, you can, of course, have somebody come and help you with tying it around your wrist if you cannot do it by yourself. I can't do it by myself, so I have to get somebody to help me. Do you need help, Danielle?
Yes, honey, I do.
Alright, so I'm going to help Danielle tie hers around her wrist. Just tie a simple knot. We're gonna bunny ear it, just like I learned on SpongeBob. And ba-boom! There you have it. Now hold on, let me get a close-up on that. There you go, guys. Look at that bling bling right there. Don't go out in public with that. It looks a little too expensive.
Alright, Alright guys, so this is the end of our craft. I hope you loved it. It does take a little time because you have to wait till it dries and all that. But you all have a wonderful weekend, and toodles guys.
Toodles everybody.